Hi everybody, how are you all doing today? This is BA Bad One and I have a video to show you about a game I have played in Weimar. This is a game that I have played very differently than the usual way that players use Weimar. So stick around to watch. This game was played in the map Trap, and this is the build I have in Weimar. Although this is a DPM build with Muller that I am using until I can upgrade the Admiral Hipper to be a little more mixed up with an agile build, even though the modules are all for an agile build. I will be using him until I am able to get her, because since Weimar doesn't have a heal yet, I'm not using Lucians, but I am using Lucians in mines, which is kind of the same type of use for the ship I intend. So this is going to be a battle in Trap, like I said, and since this is a battle with so many DDs, the idea will be to fully play the objective. So what I usually do in this map is I go straight forward to B cap, at least when I spawn on this position. I usually always go to the spawn in my front. And since this one has some good island cover, I go to the middle. Otherwise, I would go to one of the flanks and help out. I know people in Weimar usually what they do is just stay behind an island and shoot, but I don't like to do that. I like to play offensive. And since this is a game with so many DDs and just 2 BBs on each side, it's a very good game to be offensive. Weimar is pretty resistant by herself, but we still need to be careful. And since this is a game with so few BBs, we can risk it a little more. So, as usual, some of the players in my spawn go to one of the sides, and I have to do what has to be done. So, as I go into B cap, I'm already expecting some torpedoes because I have already been spotted. So what do? I slow down, I pop the sonar on and see what I can get. So the first thing I can catch is this Yudachi. So obviously that's gotta go. Yudachi is too much of a dangerous ship to be left alive. And already his teammates are already focusing on me to protect him, but that's not gonna work. I have the sonar on, it's a German sonar, I have a 5 kilometer ship detection, so this Yodachi won't be living here alive. At least that's the plan, so let's see what we can do. I keep avoiding his torpedoes. He probably already used this torpedo booster right there. So now we're pretty clear. And so we get our first kill. Since I'm still spotted and I'm still being fired on, I keep going forward. Actually, I haven't shown you the roster for this game. Sometimes I forget to see it in the beginning of matches and I just go forward no matter what. But what we have here is an enemy Atlanta, and besides the game that we're playing with so many DDs, it's very dangerous to keep an enemy cruiser with radar alive. So the Atlanta will be our next target. He's completely broadside to us, something we shouldn't do. So we are going to take advantage of that situation. Even though the enemy Summers has fired a few torpedoes behind me, I'm not completely worried because I'm still evading them and moving, which is very important. So we take the Atlanta out with a few citadels, and next we go to the following target we can get. We still have eyes on the enemy Benson on that side, so he will be our main target for now. The idea would be to go back and capture B point, but since we have so many targets here, we I'm trying to do the most damage I can while I can spot them. But obviously, if the enemy Benson goes far, far away to the reaches of the map, the idea was always to go back and capture B point. So I'm just giving it a little distance to see if he shows up or not, and make a few torpedo runs for area control, just in case. If he does show up, maybe I'll hit him. And here I go, trying to make the return to B cap. So in the meantime, the enemy Summers is probably way gone, capturing the A cap. I'm not detected, so I'm peacefully going to the B cap. Because most important in doing damage is going for the objectives. And what many people don't realize is that there are a lot of games that are won on points, and not just on winning by killing the entire enemy team. I've already lost most of my health, but Weimar is a very dangerous ship, and just with a little bit of health, I can still be very dangerous. I'm still located, so I know there is an enemy DD close by. And now I'm really detected, so I have to be careful with my actions. The enemy Francesco Caracciolo is coming my way, so he will be a good target. He's low on health. Maybe I can even take him down. One of my teammates already did some more damage to him, and then I started fire, and he's gone. So I didn't do a lot of damage to the Caracciolo, but I managed to get the kill and do a little bit of damage to him still. So in the meantime, I'm going around here, trying to see if I can spot what is detecting me. But the enemy survey did a very good use of his teammates' detection and managed to get me a few hits while I was capturing. So he managed to reset the capture point a little bit. So I shoot a few more torps for area control. And now I get to detect the enemy survey. So I get ready for him. I turn to the other side to send a few more, hoping he will be very anxious to get me. And just to take note, the teams are pretty balanced by now. I also get detected by sonar, so it means Surrey has a sonar on, meaning that he will probably evade all the torpedoes. So I get my AP ready and I come to the side, hoping I can get some citadels on his broadside. At least that was my idea. So let's see what we can get. No citadels, but a bit of a damage. No citadels. Now, I did do a citadel and a few more penetrations. A little bit more of damage. And by now he's starting to turn into my direction, so I'm thinking, well, everything's gonna go ricochet anyway, so might as well try to set some fires. But he takes me out before I can. Still, I leave him with a little bit of health. So by now we are in a situation where we have 2 destroyers and the enemy still has 4 ships. I did manage to capture the beast point, so I still got a few experience by that. And by spotting, killing some DDs, taking all of Atlanta's health, so this is going to be a game with a very good result. By now I didn't have many hopes that our team would win this, and after seeing how this Bliska ends up, there was really no hope at all. We have our team Summers versus the enemy Benson that just killed the Bliskavika versus the earlier Summers that was in the B cap and went to C, or to A, sorry. So things are looking rather dire. There is still a Colorado, Nakatsuki as well on the A cap. So I was thinking, well, these Summers won't probably win this, but let's take a look and see what happens. I ended up leaving the game just following the Summers, just in case, and went to do some other stuff. But in fact, this Summers guy, I really need to take my hat off for him because he did great. He ends up the enemy Akatsuki here. Well, I don't want to give a lot of spoilers, but it turns out this guy, he manages to win the game and get a solo warrior. And when I saw that, I really regretted that I didn't get a better view on his camera to see what he was doing. But in fact, here he was fighting the Colorado, and he managed to sink him, even in a gunfight. So, real hat off for him. He did great. And then he will end up managing to kill the enemy Benson and finish the Surrey. I had took a lot of health from him. So he managed to get 4 kills, almost a Kraken. I didn't get as many kills, I only got 3, but still I have almost 1000 points more than he did. Why? I got the capture point, I did a lot of detections, a lot of high percentage damage on enemies, and got me a lot of points. So it's not all about staying behind an island and setting battleships on fire, or even doing a lot of damage with AG or AP, whatever you want, according to the situation. Now that Weimar is going to be on tier 7, I'm sure it will be a lot more risky to do this kind of games where you take the front line and go after the objectives. But if you manage to get an agile build and be able to dodge torpedoes, dodge enemy fire, I give you the advice to at least try sometimes not to just stay behind an island. And that's not just for Weimar, for every ship. Try to go for the objective. I was in the middle of the map. I got the middle spawn, the middle capture point. I managed to do a lot of damage to enemies. Got rid of 1/3 of the team. And I was alone. Imagine if I had support. So, once again, I'm trying to ask players to try to play the objective. May not be as rewarding in income, damage, but I tell you, it's a lot more fun. Okay, so that was the game. It was a great game. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to not miss any of my videos. And remember to ring the bell to get the notifications for them. Leave some comments in the dedicated area below. Ask any questions you want and I'll answer them all. Thank you for watching. Good games and goodbye.
Our team depends upon you.
Much obliged, Commander.
That's how it's done. Nice work. Good game, everyone.
Bye, have a great time.